is Nelia. I am 23 years old. I was adopted when I was 2 years old from Cusco, Peru. I have recently gone back to Peru to meet my birth parents and my birth siblings. I have 7 other siblings living in Cusco, and I do still keep in touch with them. My adoptive parents are Dawn Strawn and Stephanie Brown. And I have one adoptive sister, and her name is Lydia Strawn. She was adopted when she was just a baby. The type of adoption I went through was international adoption. I grew up mostly in Modesto. When I first came to the United States, I lived in the Bay Area, but most of my childhood had been spent in Modesto. Right now, I have just finished my degree in psychology, and I have my teaching credential. I plan to teach K through 8th. Growing up, my adoptive parents from the beginning have told me that I was adopted and that I was Peruvian. I knew that I was Peruvian, so I was able to identify myself as Peruvian and also American. So I guess at this point I'm Peruvian American, and that's how I see myself. I really love to learn more about the Peruvian culture, and being in touch with that side of myself is really, it just makes me feel more connected to my birthplace and my birth family, but while still keeping in touch with my current identity as American, doing all the American stuff. I just identify with being Peruvian and American, and then having that, you know, meshing together to make what I am, and yeah, it's pretty good. Things that make me unique. I just recently picked up a new hobby. I like to knit hats, and I have a 3-year-old daughter, so I like making hats for her. Really fancy hats, like octopus hats. I also like video gaming, which makes me pretty unique since I'm a girl. I don't really fit the demographics for video games, but it's very enjoyable. So right now, I live in Modesto. I am aspiring to be a teacher, and right now I am in the process of building my skills. I am a tutor and also a substitute. And so far my experience as being a tutor and a substitute is really, I'm really enjoying it. I think my whole life I've been thinking about myself as somebody who has been adopted. Really, ever since I was young, I've been thinking about it and what it means to be adopted. And I went through a stage where I was really, not really in denial, but just not completely comfortable with it. But, you know, as I've grown up, I've come to see my parents as my parents, you know, not just my adoptive parents that, you know, just came out of nowhere and were just all of a sudden were my parents. I have a love connection with them, and I feel like I'm their daughter and they are my parents. And I also feel like being adopted has, you know, given me a lot of opportunities that I wouldn't have had if I stayed in Peru. I went to college, I have my teaching credential, and I'm only 23, and when you think about it, that's pretty young. I'm just really grateful for that opportunity that I've had, and I think that it's like all because of my parents. The way they taught me how to value education and you know, just to persevere in things that you want to achieve. I enjoy giving back to my community. I remember there was a time when I was in high school where getting community service hours in was required, and by doing that I've found a lot of joy in the feeling of giving back to your community. I think my favorite thing to do is helping feeding the homeless. That's a weird thing to like, but I don't know, it's just interesting to meet new people, especially people that you see every day but don't really look at. Yeah, it's just the feeling of doing something for your community and knowing that people are directly affected by it, and seeing that that they're so grateful for you in volunteering and helping. It's really rewarding, and I do find enjoyment in it.